moms and dads, family members, but especially my students of Elson. Tonight, I get to share with you something that's usually exciting for us that's have been embarking on this road already. And tonight is the culmination of we've had a rollout period of engaging with various role players. And tonight, we finally get to share with you what our proposed thoughts are going into 2019. I must say I and my team are massively excited about the proposed changes. And I know with changes, people are scared of changes, but rest assured we are going to walk with you, hand in hand, each and every one of you, and facilitate that change. Again, it's a decision that we make as a team is always about what is in the best interests of the students, nothing else. So we want to embark on this change with that in mind, that we believe these proposed changes are only going to be for the betterment and improvement of our Elson students. What's going to happen tonight is we have a guest speaker with us. I'll introduce her shortly. Then I'm going to talk about why we're proposing these changes, because that's obviously going to be a question. Then I'm going to list that we believe the benefits for our children, for our students at Elson, and as well as the benefits for you as parents. So we're involving everyone. And then Philippa is going to also then talk from a parent's hat. Remember, she's also part of the parents' side, as the director of the school, but she also has her own son who's also going to be engaging with the proposed changes. Please come inside. And then we certainly are going to give opportunities for questions. As you sit there, we have given you a piece of paper. If you don't have a pen, maybe we do have extra pens around. But as we go through it, you're certainly going to have questions. But please, before you go as well at the end of this evening, I am going to give you a comprehensive document. A real comprehensive document outlining, full of questions, full of answers. And I'm pretty sure most of those questions and answers are going to be covered by the questions that you might think of. We've spent a lot of time formulating that document for that very reason. But please, let me give you one commitment right off the bat. I'm prepared to spend as much time, when I say I, Philip and myself are prepared to spend as much time as possible with each and every one of you to manage the change, so that you are aware in your head what the proposed changes are, and that you are able to then formulate your questions, and that you're satisfied that we've answered all questions to your satisfaction. Okay, at the moment, this is what we are proposing, and we want obviously a buy-in from parents, family members, as well as the students as well. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to introduce you Vicky. Vicky is a partner of Think Digital College, one of the organizations that we're going to look to align ourselves with, and she has a presentation that she wants to share with you. Vicky,
okay, good evening everybody. Thank you to Philippa and Mark for having Think Digital College, and I really am looking forward to sharing this exciting new change with you. So, for those of you who are not familiar with Think Digital College, we are an online virtual school. So, what Elson is proposing is the benefit of both worlds. You'll still have face-to-face teaching as well as the online benefits. Now, there are many advantages with going online because that is, of course, where the future is going. So, our children need to be equipped for the digital future. And many of the careers going forward involve technology. So Think Digital helps learners equip themselves with the necessary skills for the future. Okay, so once the learners are signed up with Think Digital College, they receive login details. So every student will have their own unique set of login details, a username and a password, unique to them. Of course, parents will also be aware of what these login details are, and you would, as any parent, they would be able to access your student's dashboard at any time with those login details. So you are able to track their progress and see what work is completed, what they are currently busy with, and what they still need to do. So once you've received your login details, the first step is to create your profile. So everybody is familiar with WhatsApp. how WhatsApp, the format and the layout of WhatsApp, how it looks. So once you've received your login details, you will then log in, you create your own profile. So there is an avatar of my partner Janessa, and as the student, you would have your own picture over there. You also have a little profile bio. So underneath your profile bio, you can have a short description about you. So that would be unique to everyone. Okay, so once you've created your profile, you're then ready to begin with your lessons. So this is a fully comprehensive solution. You don't need any additional textbooks or material. The only additional books that you would require are your exercise books, because you still need to complete your activities inside your exercise books. That is then checked by the teacher or your parents, and it's marked by the teacher. So once you've accessed your dashboard, you will then access all of your subjects. So this is a universal dashboard. It has all of the subjects, but this is what your dashboard would look like. So you would be presented only with your grade, of course, and for the grade 10 to 12 students, you will only have the subjects that you have selected available on your dashboard. So you can then click onto any one of the icons, and you will have a list of all of the topics for the term. In addition to your topics for the term, you're also provided with a termly planner. The termly planner is a guideline of what needs to be completed throughout that term for those who wish to complete their schooling in one full academic year. The beauty of online learning, of course, is that you are able to move ahead if you're a fast worker. You can work at your own pace. So those who are working ahead, that's 100% fine. Those who need a little bit more time working through one particular concept or a full term, that's also fine. Online schooling allows you to do that. Okay, so I'm going to play a little demonstration of what it looks like once you've accessed your dashboard. Your results for that term or for that year. It is a printable report, so you can print it out at the end of the year if you need to submit it somewhere, or for your records. However, for your records, it will always remain on your dashboard. As long as you're a Think Digital learner, you'll always have access to your previous year's reports. So they'll always be kept safe on your dashboard. So every profile on the left-hand side has a menu with various items. The first one is your dashboard, where you would access all of your content, your various subjects. Then you have a built-in calendar. The calendar will alert you of upcoming submissions or tests or tasks or even events hosted perhaps by the school, or if you want as a student to remind yourself of a due date or a deadline or of an event, you are able to input activity into your calendar. Then you have your final year report that gives you access to your results for the final year. Your forum is something that we'll be visiting in a bit. Then you have your student results tab. So that could mean that you completed an art activity, perhaps a painting or a speech or a prepared reading. So those are individual tasks. If you are looking for a particular mark or result for a particular task, you will then find it under student results. If you're looking for the final year report, you would find it under final year report. The last item on the menu is the tutor chat. So as a student online, you have access to online tutors. So if you are stuck, you are working through an activity in science, for example, and you are stuck and you can't remember what the definition of photosynthesis is. You can then go onto the tutor chat, post a question, and the tutor will respond. It doesn't even have to be content related. Perhaps you want ideas on a speech topic, or you want to know more about the solar eclipse that's coming up. You can chat to a tutor, and the tutor will respond within 15 minutes. You can see that this student has also chatted to another student online, Gabriella Haney. So you can also chat to other students virtually. That means you have access to chatting to students all across the world, because we have students globally. So you can start an online relationship, friendly relationship with another student in New Zealand even. She can also make her chat very specific. So if she wants to direct a conversation to students in Stage 8 Geography, she would then simply click on the Stage 8 Geography icon and start a new thread there. So again, if we want to start a discussion on the solar eclipse that's coming up on Friday, we would then go onto the geography icon and start a discussion on the solar eclipse. Or if you are unsure about a certain project that you have coming up and you would like ideas and you want to discuss it with your fellow classmates, you can then go onto the relevant icon and start a thread there. And you can start chatting with other students in your grade for a specific subject. Where they had to debate a certain topic, so she wasn't sure about what the topic entailed or what she wanted to share some ideas with her fellow students. So she started a thread and she asked her students in her grade. You will then have your 4 terms, and underneath the 4 terms you will have the list of topics for the term to be completed. So Think Digital has handpicked all of their teachers for every subject. We've searched high and low for the best teachers in their subject fields. So we have teachers that have their masters, doctorates, we have heads of departments. We really have searched high and low for the best teachers. So these teachers are not simply reading the work, they are explaining further. So in addition to having a face-to-face teacher that's going to assist your children in class, you already have the teacher online that explains the work to you. So the program has been designed and developed for students who don't have access to teachers, who are working remotely, and who may not have access to tutors. So no additional resources are required. But if you have the assistance of a face-to-face teacher, that of course is an advantage.
We were continuing with Unit 3, SWOT analysis and the marketing plan. Remember, this forms part of our business plan, and this is a stepping stone, a movement towards opening a business. The business plan. Now we've been unpacking in Unit 1 and 2 what a business plan and then specifically what the introductory pages of a business plan look like. Now we're getting into more detail, more analytic work, where we're understanding how a SWOT analysis, that's a strength, weakness, opportunity and threat, SWOT analysis and marketing plan could be included inside of a business plan. When a business enters the market to sell its goods or services, it must have an idea of what it wants to sell, that's the product or service included, to whom it wants to sell, the customers or the clients, where it plans to sell, the location or the space, what will stand in its way, the competition or the challenges, and in order to find out this information, the business has to carry out market research. Market research is about gathering data on the market and the customer, of course that's the same thing, and analysing it using the information to make informed decisions. We already learned a little bit about business reports. Market research can be done in many different ways. To solve trig equations. Here is the first example. Please pause to read it and decide how you would begin. We begin by adding 0,5 to both sides. Can you see why we do this? Because then we can apply this highlighted identity to the left-hand side. After applying the identity, we get the following equation to solve. Do you remember how? Step 1 is to use the calculator to get the reference angle. This gives us the angle 30 degrees. The general solution is therefore 2x minus 28 degrees equals 30 degrees plus k 360 degrees, or 2x minus 28 degrees equals 180 degrees minus 30 degrees plus k 360 degrees. And don't forget to write that k is an element of the integers. If you leave this out, you will lose a mark. I hope you remember that when we solve an equation with sine, we always use the reference angle and 180 degrees minus the reference angle. Solving for x on the left-hand side, we begin by adding 28 degrees to both sides.
Good day there, I'm Caleb and welcome to today's lesson. It is of course the History Grade 12 and we are into the third term syllabus. I'm very excited to be here today. I'm very privileged to be your guide as we go through this syllabus. I absolutely adore history. It's one of my absolute all-time favourite subjects. So we're opening up with topic 5, and this is of course the pathway to South African democracy. and a picture of the man himself, President Nelson Mandela, in 1994. In fact, this picture taken during his inauguration speech as the first democratically elected president of our country. Now, the commission was chosen as a preferred alternative to that of a Nuremberg-style war crimes trial for people suspected of gross human rights violations. Now, having read through that source, we'd like you to answer a few more questions. And the first of these is, which qualities of President Botha does this particular source reveal? And following that, we'd then like you to answer the question of what was the significance of the first meeting.
It made life on Earth as we know it possible. Millions of years ago, photosynthesis introduced oxygen into the atmosphere. Previously, there wasn't oxygen in the atmosphere, and the process of photosynthesis introduced oxygen into the atmosphere, and this allowed life to become possible all over the planet, not just in certain isolated spots. Okay, as you know, photosynthesis occurs in all organisms that contact the intercellular air spaces in the leaf from the atmosphere. Photosynthesis produces two things. So as a result of this process, sugars are produced, and the sugar that is produced is glucose. That glucose is produced in the leaf and it is stored in the plant as starch. And what is also produced is oxygen. Oxygen is produced as a result of photosynthesis, and this oxygen moves out into the atmosphere by the process of diffusion. This photosynthesis is the process whereby plants make food using sunlight. And remember, sunlight is known as radiant energy, carbon dioxide and water. This word is derived from the Greek words photo, which means light, and synthesis, which means to manufacture or to make. In other words, photosynthesis means using light to make food.
Right, so in addition to having your content online, you also have a little toolbar in which you can move across seamlessly through different topics and through different chapters. So when you are revising for your exams, you can go to a specific topic on the side using your navigation bar and go straight to the part that you want to revise, or perhaps that you don't understand and want to revisit. So the beauty of online learning is that you always have access to your lessons online. So whether you missed a lesson or you simply don't understand a concept, you can revisit and re-watch that lesson as many times as you like. Or perhaps when it comes to exam revision, you just want to recap and just quickly refresh your memory on what a certain concept is all about. You can simply go back to that lesson and revise that particular lesson. We do encourage our students while they're watching to make mind maps and take notes, because this of course helps the learning process. We have not eliminated the need for writing down and taking notes. That is still a very important part of the learning process, and we do believe that something very important happens between the brain and the hand when you are making notes.
Internet payments or electronic funds. You might know it as EFTs. The use of the internet to access a banking website and make payments directly to another bank account is referred to as internet payments. And making payments in this manner is referred to as an electronic bank transfer or EFT. Goods and services can be purchased by tourists through EFTs from their own countries before they arrive in South Africa, and this eliminates the use of physical money. Now for your activity. Question number 1. Read through the following and match the correct form of payments to each description. Write only the question number and correct term for the description.
Okay, I've included the following lesson, which is a grade 4 lesson for the intermediate phase. The lower grade lessons also have interactive activities built into the lesson. So there is an activity that they need to complete in their workbooks, a handwritten activity, as well as a short activity that they complete online, which is interactive. This can be in the form of multiple choice, match the columns, fill in the missing words, etc.
Buddy, welcome back to geography. During our last unit, we spoke about where people live and where they work. Today we're going to look at the buildings in different places. So what type of building would you expect to find on a farm, in a village, in a town, and in a city? In a village, you'll find a small church built by the community members, like this one in the picture below. There's a picture of the village. You can see there's the church. Next to that there's probably a school and some small houses. So this is an example of image of a city and answer these questions in your workbook. Where do people in this picture live? Name the types of buildings in this picture. What is the most common form of transport or mode of transport? So do people use bicycles, or do they walk, or do they use cars? List 2 good things and 2 bad things about living in a city. Places that you would find in a big city. Often, guys, it's the end of our unit on buildings in different places. So you've learned now that in rural areas and in urban areas, we find very different types of buildings. They're built by different people, they look different, and they also serve different communities. Be good.
Okay, so as parents, you also receive weekly reports that detail and outline your students' activity. So in this weekly report, you're able to see and track the students' progress. So you can see how much time they spent on each topic, what topics they've completed, which ones they're still in progress, and of course you're also able to see which tests they've passed and completed. So if there's a related quiz within the lesson, it will display that it's been completed or that it's in progress, and it will also let you know whether the student has failed or if they passed the quiz. Okay, for example, this student has only accessed their dashboard on Thursday, that's today, and it will give you the time that they accessed the work or the dashboard, as well as what subject they had any activity on, which lessons they watched, if there was a related quiz, and when they completed them. So you can see that this student has not completed the lessons. Once the lesson has been completed, the marked complete column will say completed. If it's still in progress, it will say it's still in progress. However, this student has simply viewed the lesson, which means they have not worked through the entire lesson. A report like this is sent to all the parents every Monday or every Friday. So you have a full detailed weekly report of your students' activity on the dashboard. Okay, I think we can open up for questions and answers, or would you like to say something?
There are just
Sure.